The subject of this video is simply about the Phoenix Suns, and all year, the Phoenix Suns have been dominant. They've been the best team in the NBA from start to finish. Their record is 8 games better than the next best record in the NBA, and it's crazy to say, but a team that went to the NBA Finals last year has gotten infinitely better, and they should be the prohibitive favorite to win the title. Now, I think a healthy Golden State will have a lot to say about that by the time we get to the Western Conference playoffs, but the Phoenix Suns, by and large, should be the favorite to win the title. They've been the most complete team all year, and it's just impressive how they've done it because their injury luck has been relatively worse than last year, especially when it comes to the core three of Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and Deandre Ayton, all of whom missed a combined 8 games last year. I believe it's either 7 or 8. But this year, Ayton has missed a lot of time. Chris Paul obviously just came back 2 games ago. Devin Booker has missed time with not only his hamstring injury early on in the year, but the coronavirus as well. And the Suns still churn out win after win after win after win. Chris Paul, for the 15 games that he was out post All-Star break, the Suns win 11-4. Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Ayton even, Cam Johnson, all have taken leaps this year, even with missed time. And Cam Johnson is still out with a quad injury. No matter what has happened to this team or what adversity they have faced, there is an institutional knowledge there with the Phoenix Suns on how to run the system, how Monty Williams wants the team to play defense, and it's just a beautiful thing to watch because now they are year 2 together, and they definitely have the chemistry down, especially when everybody's healthy. I mean, they just blow people out of the door, and they're en route to breaking the Suns' franchise record for wins in a regular season. And they have made a few tweaks along the way. Obviously, they are number 2 in both offensive and defensive rating, so not only are they just methodically picking you apart on the offensive end of the floor, they are getting stops on the other end, and that leads to an increased pace, which the Suns are top 10 this year compared to being in the bottom 20 last year because, one of the, I wouldn't say drawbacks, but one of the things that comes with having Chris Paul on your team is that you're playing slower. The pace is more deliberate. Each possession is more deliberate as Chris Paul breaks you down and gets exactly the type of shot that the offense wants. This year, the Suns managed to reach a healthy balance because they still have a lot of young guys on the roster, or not even young guys, but guys in their mid-20s that can get up and down the court, and they could still play in the half court where they could just dice you apart because they have 2 of the best mid-range masters in the league in Devin Booker and Chris Paul, and their offense flows out of that. I highlighted in one of my videos way earlier in the season when the Suns first played the Golden State Warriors that the Phoenix Suns kind of run their offense a little bit differently than everybody else in the NBA because they have 2 of the best mid-range shooters in the game, and their offense all flows out of that when it comes to threes and attacking the rim, etc., etc. And because they have 2 guys that are just masters in the area of the floor that a lot of players aren't really good at anymore or don't even try anymore unless you're a star player or a volume scorer, that enables them to get any type of shot they want in the clutch. Deandre Ayton sets a screen for Chris Paul, and Chris Paul snakes his way into his spot, mid-ranger. Devin Booker getting to his spot, posting up, also a la his idol Kobe Bryant, and getting whatever he wants in the mid-range, or doing a pick and roll with Deandre Ayton as well. Even Deandre Ayton has experimented a little bit, especially in Chris Paul's absence and when some of the Suns coaching staff was in health and safety protocol. He started taking more of the mid-range jumper again, like we saw earlier in Ayton's rookie year and his second year. He even tries the occasional above the break 3 now. Mikal Bridges, the Iron Man himself, hasn't missed any time and continues to improve in the mid-range. His 3-point shot, especially his release, is going all the way back to his Villanova days where it was just quick trigger because remember, he came into the league with kind of a hitch in his shot and he's even admitted it himself. And he's worked on that, and it's more of a quick trigger now. Cam Johnson is shooting like 45% from three this year. I believe he leads the association in three-point percentage. And then other guys fill in like JaVale McGee, providing great backup minutes for DeAndre Ayton. Bismack Biyombo has his career revitalized because he's playing with Chris Paul. Aaron Holiday. God, I hope Aaron Holiday continues to get more time even with Chris Paul back, because I think Aaron Holiday is a good player. I think any Holiday, I'm just going to automatically assume any player with the last name Holiday is going to be a good NBA player, but I really like Aaron Holiday in his game, and he played a very nice role while Chris Paul was out as well. Landry Shamet has come along lately and has added extra depth to the Suns. The Suns just have more depth, their players got better, and they still have a Hall of Fame point guard at the helm. And they have a great coaching staff, they have a great head coach, they have a top 2 offense and defense in terms of offensive and defensive rating, which is kind of the hallmark if you're a true championship contender, is to have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. And they have just improved and made tweaks to their play style where the general infrastructure is still the same, but they do different things now, like play at a faster pace, still methodically kill you in the half court. And then, of course, we all know the clutch stats. If you're a follower of basketball, you've probably looked at the Suns' clutch stats and thought the damn thing was a typo or a glitch on the internet browser. The Suns are a juggernaut, man. And I know everybody is obviously coming to that conclusion seemingly as we wind the season down, but this team is deep. They have no noticeable holes. There's no discernible weak points with the Suns. I was watching the Sixers-Suns game the other day, and it was only just a matter of time before the Sixers' 13-point lead was just going to be dwindled down. And by the time we got to the middle of the fourth quarter, it was money time. The Suns just executed you to death, get 3 or 4 stops in a row, followed by 3 or 4 buckets in a row, and boom, all of a sudden you lost the game. The Suns are just a dominant team. They could win 67, 68 games, and that's rare in the NBA. I believe only 17 or 18 other teams have finished with at least above 66 wins. So this season has been pretty special, and so far at least they have been the best Suns team in the regular season in franchise history. I think they still need to reach the finals and win a championship for them to officially claim the crown as the best Suns team ever. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. Phoenix Suns fans, let me know. Probably, I'd imagine the Suns fans between the ages of, well, if you're 35 and under, this is probably the best regular season Suns team you have seen in your lifetime. No doubt about that. And as such, they should be the favorites to win the championship. And if they do win the championship, they'll just be one of the best teams of all time, point blank, period, and full stop.